to cover, and that is that we finally have the drip marketing for the next patch of Genshin Impact. We just recently got 5.3, I want to say 5.3, and we have the drip marketing for the first character of 5.4. The question is, are we going to be getting another character, or is she going to be the only one? No idea, but in the meantime, she is here and she looks incredibly cute. So we're going to be going over that and see what she's all about. As a quick glimpse, she seems very Inazuma, right? With the way she looks. So she obviously looks like a server, like a waitress, right? Her outfit seems very Japanese-ish with the long sleeves. Some of the symbols here, obviously. And you can see she does have like dangos and like milk and stuff. So I assume she works like maybe at a tea house, or she could be a servant. Very interesting. What you can see here specifically in the design of the, like here, there's a ribbon and a thingy. These really resemble what you can see in the house that, what's the name? You know, like Ayaka has, right? So they could be connected. Anywho, let's have a look-see. Let me zoom in. We're gonna be reading this text. Yumemizuki Mizuki. Her name is Mizuki Mizuki. Yumemizuki Mizuki. Embrace of enchanting dreams. Clinical psychologist and major shareholder of Asia Bathhouse. Oh, interesting. Okay. According to ancient Inazuman folktales, as the day wanes and the eyelids grew heavy, if you're very lucky, you might just catch a glimpse of a Yumekui Baku, a kind of yokai that can slip into your dreams and devour the nightmares that prey upon your slumber. Household figures from the world of lore and legend, these yokai gradually sought to carve out a place for themselves within human society. When the Asia Bathhouse reopened with fresh funding, a group of Yumekui Baku, having taken the form of human girls, stepped forth into the public eye as clinical psychologists. Yet without a shadow of a doubt, there is one who stands out above all the rest, and her name is Yumemizuki Mizuki. Somehow, even when treating the most despondent of clients, she always manages to help them discover a newfound sense of happiness. With just a few short months of business, a veritable torrent of positive reviews that solidify her reputation as an invaluable asset to the Asia Bathhouse. Some have surmised that the success of such therapy must have something to do with her ability to consume nightmares as Yumekui Baku. But confronted with such speculation, Mizuki responds with naught but a knowing smile. Only a handful of people ever since sense a hint of the faint wariness hidden beneath her calm demeanor. A faint wariness? Really interesting. So just like Kirari, she is also a yokai. Kirari is a nekomata, and here we have a, what's the name? Embrace of enchanting dreams. We have a Yumekui Baku. Let's see how they look like. Yumekui Baku in folklore. Yumekui Shirokuru Baku? Yumekui Baku. Yeah, basically they are tapir. Right? That's basically what they are. Like they have that long weird nose. So I think this is what yeah, there it is. The Dream Eaters. They're just like more monstrous, right? So it's that pointy nose. So they are tapirs, right? It's like the ant eaters, but instead they're like dream eaters. That's very old folklore tales. It's been a bit like romanticized, obviously. But yeah, if you don't know, like the pet, for example, in HSR is like that. HSR pets. This guy here, this little guy, it's one of them, right? He was used to help some people that were suffering from like depression and like hallucination, for example, in like Luca's events in the tournament in the Chinju Luofu, for example, right? Or there is a Pokemon like that too. A Pokemon Dream Eater. This guy, the Muna, right, is based on that. And obviously someone like the Big Nose, this guy here as well. Hypno something, right? The idea, I think, is that he manipulates people to then eat their dreams or something. Anyway, so there we go. There's a lot of Pokemon that functions like this, but Muna is also one of them. I think he helps people by eating their nightmares as well, or he helps people sleep when they suffer from insomnia. So this is something that exists for a long time, and we see very often in various Japanese media, right? Really, really cool. And so here, essentially, the idea is that we get those... they open the bathhouse So a lot of them just take human form, and they try to help people by doing like therapy, by like potentially eating their dreams, right? We don't know. But they seem to say that she has a hidden wariness to her. So maybe it's actually is having a negative effect on them as well. Because I assume, to me, it kind of means like they can eat any dreams, but maybe she only uses it to eat nightmare, and maybe eating nightmare constantly is having a negative effect on her. So maybe she needs some kind of help for that. It could be a case of just trying not to you know, like kind of fit with society. But yeah, very, very cool, very, 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 very cute. You can see on the milk actually right there on the art. See here, it looks like the Muna here, like the eye and the big nose thingy, so maybe that's that. You can also see that like her outfit, like the purple, really fits the dream aesthetic, like purple, pink, just like the Muna basically, right? Very, very cute, so they definitely have those kind of colors. On top of that, she does seem to have a tail here, very cute. I like the shoes as well, very similar to a lot of Inazuma characters. I think her design is pretty cool. I'm not sure I like the hair, like the buns here, but the rest of it is definitely cute. I like the little wiggly strand here, it's very adorable. So with the colors here, obviously, and the symbol, she's an animal character. So I've heard a lot of people say that she might be finally the first permanent banner Inazuma character, right? Because we still don't have an Inazuma character on the permanent banner. The question is, how is she gonna be compared to someone like Jean, right? Because Jean is our resident permanent banner animal character, sorry. So is she gonna be a support as well? I feel like with someone like Lanyan that is coming out very recently, it kind of puts up in a weird situation, right? Because we just had we are gonna get Lanyan, who's gonna be like an animal shielder. Jean is kind of an animal like healer. That has some decent amount of damage. Looking at her, I mean, she gives off support vibe, right? Because she does have like that that milk and thing. With the way that she has food, it kind of makes me think of Kira from Honkai Impact 3rd, where like she drops some like food on the map or something. So maybe she could drop food, and when you pick it up, it heals you. I could see that happen. It would be nice to have a grouper, like a proper grouper. So like maybe having her being able to actually have like a suction effect, so like a vortex kind of thing. That could be very cool, because Jean doesn't really have that. All of Jean's ability pushes enemy away, right? So it could be nice to have a permanent character that actually does the opposite of just grouping enemies together. That said, I will be honest, grouping ability is not that great in Genshin Impact, because more and more enemies are immune to being displaced. So it's not as useful as it used to be, especially when you consider like the end game, which is like the Spiral Abyss. A lot of monsters in Spiral Abyss are immune to being affected by grouping abilities. But yeah, I could see her being a mix of support and maybe some grouping. I think that would be good. But again, I hope they don't just make her weak just because she's a permanent character. So let's hope that they don't do that. But yeah, with the waitress, like helping people and bringing like dango. Obviously, it's a bathhouse, so she brings milk. I assume this is gonna be fruit milk with some dango. This is kind of like a tradition. Like you take the bathhouse, and then when you get out of the bathhouse, you drink like cool milk jelly, like strawberry milk, for example, right? So it's very cool to see here. Eyes are very pretty as well. All right, let's see here. We have actually another text, and we have the full body. So first of all, how to describe this old friend of mine? Well, she's an intriguing one, but cute isn't exactly the word I'd go for. Being the finest clinical psychologist in all of Inazuma, she has a remarkable talent for reading others' minds. Yet when it comes to her own, she keeps it so tightly sealed that even I struggle to fathom what she's thinking. If you ever have the pleasure of meeting her, why don't you try guessing for yourself? That's from Yae Miko. Interesting. Interesting. Embrace of a team psychologist, blah blah. Tapir is some near to. Yeah, there we go. Tapir. I told you. Alright, and here we can see her shoes, very similar to the other character. So it feels like, you know, that thing like your friend that always help you but never asks for help. I feel like she's gonna be like that, right? She always help other people, but she never asks for help herself, and so she's very trouble. So I feel it's very cool because at least she's a 5-star, so we'll get some development for her because she's probably gonna get a companion quest. I'm really, really interested to learn more about her. I think that could be very cool. Now, in terms of ability, as I said, I could see some grouping abilities. I could see some healing, which is a bit of a shame because I think that will be too maybe close to what someone like Jean has. So I hope she has something a bit special that makes her feel a bit different, right? So there we go. Anyway, very cool looking character. I wonder if we're going to be getting another character, another 5-star. I feel like there may be only one 5-star this patch, simply because we just had 2 5-star, very, very powerful one on the same banner phase. Let me see, Genshin Impact silhouettes, because they showed a lot of silhouette here. And if we look at this silhouette right there, she's the 3rd one starting from the right? Right here, that's her. So we have Ian-san here. I think this is the Mondstadt's nun guy. This is Aoife, the veterinarian. This is Skirk. I would assume Skirk is coming out way later. I think Skirk would be 5.7, right? So this girl is coming right now. She's the animal support. These girls look like a bull with the horns, right? And the tail that looks like very, very like a cow thing. And she has like those little ears on the side and the bell. So to me, like she's gonna be literally a cowgirl. I'm assuming she's gonna be from Natlan. But if you see her feet, they seem to be very animalistic. So maybe she's like a half... She could be like a kind of yokai, right? Like a kind of like that, you know what? But I feel like the cowgirl aesthetic might be Natlan. I don't think they will be releasing so many characters of a region outside of Natlan, right? Like here we have Mondstadt, we have Inazuma. I mean, I guess she could be from Sumeru, right? The chef here with the little hat, I think a chef would most likely be from Fontaine, because that would make the most sense, right? Oh, the French cuisine, you know what I mean? So if I had to guess, we have Natlan, Mondstadt, Natlan, outside of everything, maybe North Korea or something, you know. Inazuma, or maybe Liwei, actually, who knows? But I feel like she would be Natlan. We don't need to have another Liwei character. We are getting Lanyan, who's Liwei, so I think we don't need one. And then Fontaine. So there we go. If I had to say, I think this guy would be a 4-star. Maybe this girl could be a 4-star. So there we go. So we have her. So we have her for 5.4. I don't think they would release another 4-star character so early. So I think her for 5.4. Maybe Aoife could be second phase of 5.4. This guy here. Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see tomorrow night. Or like later, like in about 10 hours. If we have another Drip Marketing. I guess we'll find out. I'm very excited for it. I'm looking forward to more characters. It's always a good time to see who's coming out. Keep in mind, if she is indeed a permanent character, we are going to be getting a 6.0 and all X.0 patches in the future. We are getting a free permanent 5-star selector. So this is an easy skip if she is. That way you can just skip and get a free copy whenever we get that selector. So there you go. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. What do you think she can do? Are you interested for her? Do you like her design? And I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.